I love carrot cake. Don't put that in there. Namaste, it's time to slay. What's up, Slayers? It's Paris Ray, and I have one of my new favorite recipes here with you. It's vegan carrot cake. My grandpa and I came up with this recipe together. He used to make it when I was younger, egg, dairy, all that bad stuff. We made it vegan for you. Let's get to it. All right, so I have all the ingredients out. For the cake, we're gonna start, we have some shredded carrots here, crushed walnuts. I kind of chopped them a little fine, but left some chunks in there because I like texture. And here we have the seasonings. We have cinnamon, salt, baking soda, and baking powder, all mixed up in there so it's easy. We have coconut oil, we have crushed pineapple, raw sugar, not that bleached shit, applesauce, and unbleached flour. So we're just gonna work the circle, dump it all in, and start mixing. On this side, we have the icing. So for the icing, we're gonna do a cream cheese, delicious, rich icing made from cashew cream cheese. I made this myself. It's to die for, just saying. That recipe is coming to you, by the way. So we have the cashew cream cheese, super rich. We have about 16 to 18 ounces here. Depending on how thick we want to make it, we'll decide how much we put in. I have some lemon juice, powdered sugar, organic of course, coconut oil, and agave, just because I don't like using too much powdered sugar because there is cornstarch in it. Let's get to it. All right, so all of this deliciousness is gonna make a carrot cake about this big. So average cake pan size. We have a little canola spray just so it doesn't stick. This cake serves about 10 to 15 people, but I like carrot cake, so this serves 2 people. So, and we can't forget about the homemade pecan milk. Got about a cup of it here, and then the vanilla extract. This is what's gonna just elevate all of this to the next level. So we're gonna start on the actual cake part, and this whole process takes about 10 minutes actual prep time, and it bakes for maybe 25 to 30 minutes. While that's happening, you can be making your icing. Let's start on the cake. So we're gonna do the flour first, dry ingredients. So this is about 2.5 cups of unbleached flour. And we're gonna mix that in with all of our spices and seasonings here. I'm gonna be using a whisk. You can use a power mixer if you're feeling lazy. Either way, same result. So I'm gonna mix this in first just to get everybody acquainted, as my grandpapa would say. And then we're gonna mix in the sugar, a cup here. Mix that in, get it all nice and groovy. And there's so many perks to using natural sugar because it's unbleached, and bleach in your body, come on, right there, that's enough. So we're gonna add the applesauce in. Instead of our egg, it's gonna act to make this cake-like. I don't know another way to put it. And that's gonna go with the coconut oil that we have here. It's about 1/2 cup. That mixes with the applesauce, and it makes like a jelly substance, I guess, pretty much like the egg would do. So we're gonna mix that in there real good. Be patient with it. I know it's gonna thicken up on you a little bit. Okay, so get that base in there. And we're gonna start adding some of our fresh pecan milk that I made. And that's gonna make it looser so that it mixes easier. We're gonna add also the pineapples, crushed and drained just so that it's not adding too much liquid. And that goes right in there. And at this point, you can pretty much dump everything in. So got the walnuts here, about a cup, 1.5 cups, because I like my walnuts. They're the most nutritious nut, calcium, protein rich, potassium. I mean, it's got everything. And we've got our carrots, about 2.5 to 3 cups. And you know, the more the merrier. And the carrots themselves have so much liquid in them, so the cake won't be dry at all. Mix that in there. Yes. So this takes about 25 to 30 minutes to cook in the oven. We already have it preheating at 350. So like I said, while that's going, we're gonna start on the icing, which will take about 5 minutes, and then we're done. Waiting game, and then we get to eat it, and that's the best part. See, this is where a power mixer will come in handy. It's all good though. I'm earning this cake. Yes. Yes. Okay, look at that. Beautiful, delicious. All right. Y'all, this is really good. And it's vegan, so I can stick my fingers in and eat it and not get salmonella. Just saying. All right, so this is done. Ah. And we're just gonna take this, dump it in our cake pan. We're gonna spray a little bit with canola oil just so it doesn't stick. Coconut oil works just as good. This is just what we got because it was on sale. Right. All in there. Yes. Don't forget the spatula. You got to get those bits. All of it. All right, so you're just gonna even it out a little bit. Right. So we're just gonna spread it around here. Get it nice and even so it bakes even. We don't want a lumpy cake, come on now. All right. So, ta-da! All right, so we're gonna put this in the oven, 350, 25 to 30 minutes. I'm gonna check it at the 25-minute mark because I'm not burning this. It's icing time. Ah. Okay, this was a challenge, but I got it done. This is the vegan cream cheese, and it's made from cashews and tiny bit of tofu just to kind of make it a little more firm and add protein. Recipe coming soon for this cashew cream cheese. It is so good. It can literally go on anything, and it's nuts and tofu. I got the idea for this recipe from online. I mean, YouTube, Google is the best resource that we have right now. I Googled cashew cream cheese and found the recipe. So here you go. We're gonna go ahead and add this in. This is our star ingredient of our icing. So I'm gonna start off by putting a little more than half in here. And then with the icing, the trick is to gauge it out. Like, just mix as you go. I kind of add the sugar as you go, because otherwise it'll start getting too thick on you and then it's all clumpy and it's just not, it doesn't work. So we're gonna sprinkle in a little powdered sugar here. We're gonna mix a little bit of that powdered sugar in with our cream cheese. As you see them starting to meet together here, add in the rest. And I'm only doing about a cup of powdered sugar because I prefer the natural sweetener agave, but I also don't want this to be super liquidy. I want this to kind of hold form. So that's what the powdered sugar is gonna do because of that cornstarch. So we're gonna get this in here. Yes, see how that sugar is just starting to melt into, getting excited. And you know, think about how much healthier this is, because my grandpa uses a pound of cream cheese, which, I mean, if you've done your research, you know that that is just a bunch of cow pus and drugs and antibiotics and just bad stuff for you. So to think that that was my favorite dessert as a kid and I couldn't have that. I mean, you know, it's kind of like that nostalgia, kind of figure out how can I make this? And this is how I do it. So I'm gonna add some more cream cheese in. You know, no offense to my grandpa at all. I mean, we are all growing. He helped me make this recipe and come up with it. And, you know, I couldn't have done it without him. So, love you, Pop. So, getting all that in there. And we're gonna add a little bit of vanilla extract. That's gonna give it like that extra pop. I'm gonna do about a teaspoon. Like I said, we'll taste and see what it needs. So, a little bit goes a long way though. And the secret ingredient that I found online was lemon juice. It just, I don't know, it adds like a little citrusy tang to it, and it's already so sweet, it just like balances it out, and it really brings out the nutty flavor in the cashew cream cheese. So it works. So I'm gonna toss that in there. That was about a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half. And I'm gonna add a little bit more agave. Just cause I know we need middle. And the coconut oil is really gonna help it to firm up and get a little more solid whenever we stick it in the fridge to chill. And that's where it's at. So we're gonna just squeeze that out a little bit. And you know, here at Slay Yoga, we're all about the nutrition and you know, knowing exactly what's going into your body, what you're eating, what you're consuming. And it just feels so much better to know that we're not only be able to enjoy pretty much anything that we want, but that it's literally making us healthier. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with that. So whipping this real good. And also visit the Slay Nutrition site and you get all these recipes, all these videos, more coming to you. I have a huge sweet tooth, so tons of dessert recipes. If you're like me, check it out. Yes. This is so good. It's so good. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I am gonna, just cause I'm me and I like add and spicing up stuff, I'm gonna add a little bit more vanilla and a tad bit more of the agave, just, you know, for my preference. You can do the same, you know, the recipe is attached below, above, or wherever, but, you know, at the end of the day, you're the chef. You decide what you want. You know, you wanna tweak it a little bit, you wanna add a different sweetener, you know, you can use coconut nectar, you can use regular sugar. You know, honestly, if you don't have these same resources, get creative, okay? A little bit of agave, just a tad bit more coconut oil, because I really want to make sure that this is like almost like frosting consistency, so it sticks together, it's nice and thick. You know, what we're used to with cake. Right. Yes, okay. How smooth and creamy and rich this is getting. Oh, cashews, cashews. Did this. Like, it's limitless possibilities, people. Limitless. Vegetables, nuts. You know, and honestly, I know cashews sometimes are expensive. Costco, I see you. But, you know, you can get them anywhere. And even if you don't use cashews, you can use pecans. They also get nice and creamy with this, and they have natural oil and fat. So it works the same way. It gets nice and creamy and does whatever you need it to do. You can pretty much make any type of cheese with it, with cashews or pecans. And more coming. And also, if you're not really feeling the whole make your own cream cheese thing, go to Whole Foods. They got tofu, they got Daya, better than cream cheese. So they say. They haven't tried mine yet. But there's options out there. You just go look for them. If you don't want to do it yourself, somebody else is gonna do it for you. And that's good. It looks a little loose right now, I know, but it's not gonna stay that way. So we're gonna put it in the fridge for about an hour or so while the cake is cooking. It's gotta cool, do its thing anyway. And we'll be back to icing. You're rude. You were so rude. Private moment. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's that good. It is like really that good. I'm not even exaggerating, being dramatic. It's that good. Into the fridge. All right, Slayers. So cake is done. Icing is done. Favorite part, mix the two together, finalize the cake. So when I checked the cake at 25 minutes, I stuck a knife in it, just a little bit, to see if the center was done, and it came out clean. So it's done. So it's done. It's cooled completely. So let's get to it. I put the icing in the fridge and then the freezer for like 10-15 minutes, just to kind of give it that extra oomph, so it could be nice and thick for what we are about to do. So I use a spatula just because I feel like it just works. It gets every drop and makes it all pretty. So I'm gonna get all that out. You know, because if Beyonce was making this, she would make sure that she got every drop. So I'm just saying. Yes. And when you make the cashew cream cheese from scratch, there's going to be a little bit more texture to it as opposed to the processed kind that's in the store, of course, because it's processed, so they make sure it's like all super smooth and stuff. And honestly, this could be, if I pulsed it a little bit more in the Vitamix, it would be super, super like butter smooth. But I like a little texture, so I left it. Spreading that around. Icing is my favorite part, so I'm putting like all of it on here. Just making sure that it gets in there evenly. And you can decorate this however you want, with some walnuts on top, more carrot shreds on top, coconut flakes. I mean, options are pretty much limitless. Some people like raisins in their carrot cake. I'm not one of those people. But if you are, just add a cup to the recipe. Go for it. All right. There it is. My baby. Ah! There's a lucky cashew. It's right there. Can you see it? Lucky cashew. I don't know. When I was reading up on the recipes, the lady said, you know, sometimes a cashew or two gets stuck at the bottom of the blender, and that was one. So it's like not done, but it's like a lucky piece. It's not going to kill you. It's a cashew. So hide that for somebody to discover later. Probably me. Right. All that in there. And boom. Ta-da! My grandpa would be so proud of me. So proud. It's like I just want to eat it. So you can see how pretty it is. All the wonderful vegan options that are out there and available to the world. You don't have to lose anything you love. Go vegan. Cross the bridge. We will cross the bridge. Cross the bridge. We will cross the bridge. All right, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Slay Yoga Nutrition. So I hope that you enjoyed this recipe. I hope you make it. Let us know. We'd love to hear your feedback. Go slay all your nutrition goals.